And we're live. Welcome everyone to Hugiaino360. And today, as promised, we'll be going through how we record our videos through the apps and how we edit them to have the best and highest quality. Now, first of all, I want to say a big thank you to our fans, or should I say our supporters, and those that enjoy our videos as we've put out, and we now have 1,000 subscribers on the page. And we still want to do much more for you guys, and to have a lot of videos being put out to help the health state and physical state of everyone that has subscribed, and even more to subscribe to the channel. Now we're going to get started. The first thing is how we shoot our videos and how we have the images and text and everything that you see to make the whole video work together. Now let's get started. So I put out few applications that could help every one of us have the best videos on our platforms and to help us grow our pages. Now we'll look at them one after the other. The first platform that everyone can use and is available to everybody is ChatGPT. I'm sure we've all heard of ChatGPT and how it's really influential in today's world. We have script makers, we have filmmakers use ChatGPT, we have YouTube influencers, we have students use ChatGPT. So it's a very good platform to get started with anything, actually anything. So we'll take something simple today. I plan to use something off the top of my head, which is a car, for instance. So we're going to be looking at the page and we're going to do this together. So the first thing is here, it says, I just typed in something. So let me show you that very quickly. So we're going to see this together and understand exactly how this works. So I opened ChatGPT here, as you can see. I hope you can see this. Yes, you can. So very quickly, I open ChatGPT here and I hit the play button. This is pre-recorded, by the way. So you don't even have to log into the channel or to the platform, sorry, to make use of this. So I just typed in, I need a script in essay format, because that's what I use. Because if you don't put essay format style in your scripts, you're going to have ChatGPT automatically put things that are not needed. And you'll see later on why we can use that. I will let you see why if you don't put the essay style in your script, you're going to have issues when you're converting them to voiceovers. So I went ahead, I said, I need a script in essay style for YouTube short. I'll be converting it to a voiceover. So it's very good and it's necessary for you to specify. And it says there's a typo there. So just keep watching. So it says, I need a script in essay style for YouTube short. I'll be converting it to a voiceover, so I need nothing apart from the script. And that's pretty important. As I said before, you're going to see why we have to do it that way. Now, it says the video is on. By the way, you could copy the prompts, but if you need any of our prompts, of course, you can put it in the live and we'll always respond to them and have your questions answered. So be free to do that. So it says, I need a script in essay style for YouTube short. I'll be converting it to a voiceover, so I need nothing apart from the script. The video is on how to turn on a car. So this is a pretty simple idea, something off the top. And look at how ChatGPT prints out the script. So basically, as you can read, it says, turning on a car might seem simple, but doing it correctly is important, especially for beginners. First, make sure you're seated properly, adjust your seat, check your mirrors, and fasten your seatbelt safely. Safety always comes first. So this is ChatGPT just bringing out the script. There are no disturbance, there are no columns or things that could hinder your voiceovers, because voiceover applications are very sensitive to the information or words that you put in them. So we have our scripts generated. You could always read them. I suggest and I advise that you always read them, because when you use AI like that, it's not always perfect. So that's why there's an human element, an human input to correct those mistakes. So you have the information being put out by ChatGPT, so you have to go ahead and read them, and you could also edit them. So you could edit them in basic applications, from your Word document to even your text, your notes on your phone. So you could copy them, and I'm going to show you how to copy them. It's pretty easy. So you could copy them and make some adjustment to them. So it says turn the key to the start position or pressing start button. So you can go ahead and read that. So let's assume that this is accurate. Now we're going to copy. Just take your cursor, hold down and pull to that place. It's pretty easy. If you're using your phone, you just hold down, press down the first word. You see the double-sided little blue columns that pops up on your phone. You could pull that down up to this area and you could copy it. So it's really something simple. And from here, you could copy it and go and paste it in the next application. So basically what we've done is that we've generated our script, and this script is the bedrock, the foundation for every YouTube video. No matter what you create, you always need a script, and your script is very important. It's the foundation of your videos. Now from the script, we're going to head into another application, which is called 11 Labs. Now, I didn't want to pre-record this because I want you to have the very, very best experience with 11 Labs. So this is 11 Labs basically. So it's 11labs.io. So you can see here 11labs.io. And when you open the website, it's basically free. You get 10,000 credits. So this is a paid version, by the way. So on the free version, you get 10,000 credits. And those credits are being used up as you put text into the space here. So what you want to do is you want to copy your script, which we have here from ChatGPT, by the way, which I explained. You could just pull down and copy your script. It's pretty easy. And when you copy the script, you want to go ahead and, copy it and put it into the text to speech here. So you have to open the channel of the website 11labs.io. You have to sign in with an account, Google, Apple, doesn't really matter. Now come to text to speech at the playground here, and you have a page. So what you want to do, you could use Control and V or Command and V for Apple, or for your phone, you could just hold down and tap paste. And as you're here, you could go ahead and just paste it there. So it appears here. Now this is a bit tricky because you have a lot of buttons and navigations in this area. So don't stress yourself. You have the speed set on 0.1. I put mine to 0.96 because I want a slower pace, but you could do that. You could put it ahead. It doesn't really matter. Stability here will have you what it means basically is that when you generate two text or two different audios, you want them to sound very much alike. So that's if you're doing the same project, you always want to have more stability here. Same thing with the similarity, style exaggeration. So you don't have to touch all those things. Just leave speaker boost on and generate the speech. So we go ahead and generate right here, and it takes loads and doesn't really take much time. As you can see,
it might seem simple.
Yeah,
Correctly is important.
So as you can see, you have the generation right here on the page. So we have an audio that we could use for our shorts. So it's that easy to go from script to audio. So you don't have to rack your head all around. You just have to think of an idea, as I said, and go ahead to turn it into a voice. So that's if you want to do a faceless and a voiceless content like ours. And this is where we thrive. And I'm going to show you exactly what we do. This is a bonus tip. So basically on ChatGPT, you could just go ahead and ask it to give you ideas as regarding your niche. So your niche is a part, the style of videos that you want to put out. So for instance, the niche we're using right here for this video is a car ideas, how to start up cars. So let's say how to change the battery of a car. So that could be a niche that you want to have your viewers watch. So you could go ahead and say, oh, generate multiple videos with that niche, and you have multiple ideas given to you. So that is a bonus. Don't share that with anybody. So let's go ahead. So we have the audio here, and this is a download button. So you can download the video, you can download the audio here, and you have it set up here. And what you could do from here is you could copy the audio to the next application. But let's hold on a bit. Now I've taken you through ChatGPT and also 11 Labs, which is script making, and here for the conversion to audio. Now the next thing is we want to take you straight into the generation of the images. Now of course you know that videos consist of both audio and visuals, because it's an audio visual file. So to create the visuals, we would need images. Now there are a lot of places where you could get images. As I said, you have Leonardo AI and you also have Meta AI. And I'm going to show you how I generated these images. As you can see, these pictures, they look static. They're quite very good. You can see the lighting, which is something that I believe Meta AI have a lot of good lighting. You have the lights from the window shine on the keys, and you have also the lights from the garage here shine also on the steerings. So you have good images from Meta AI. They strive in their lighting, but they suffer a bit in the quality. Now, if you come to 11 Labs on the other end, they have a lot of quality details on their keys, as you can see here, but the lighting is a bit off. So you could basically choose whichever fits your preferences the most. So let's go into how I generated the images from each platform. Let's start with Meta AI. So basically, this is as basic as the prompt could get. I typed in a car key. So looks basic, but that's how I got these images. So don't forget, the images have to go hand in hand with the script. So let's take it one after the other. So we have turning on a car might seem simple, but doing it correctly is important. So here, the best fit would be a car key. And that is what we have generated here. So if you go here and type in a car key, it's going to give us a different generation, but it's still going to look alike. Now it's generating. Basically, you just have to hold on for a few seconds and it pops up. Now for Leonardo AI, it's around the same thing, but this is a bit more difficult because you have a whole lot of settings loaded here. So what I recommend is just select number of images, which will be 4, and select the dimensions, the aspect ratio, and the aspect ratio is 16 by 9. Now it's a bit tricky when you see 9 by 16 or 16 by 9. Just always remember that the breadth comes first before the length of the image. So you choose 16 by 9 and generate, and that's how you get these pictures from Leonardo. Now you have 6 connects being taken, or 6 tokens being taken away out of a total of 150 every day. So it means it's not free, so you have to use it calculatively. But if you go straight to Meta AI, it's free, so you could generate as much as you can. So these are the differences in the two platforms. Now that we have our images, so just basically on Leonardo AI, this is how to download. Just go straight to the picture. It's highlighted. You see the download image option, you click it and it pops up here. Now for Meta AI, just go straight to the picture. You see the option also, you click it just like this and it pops up here. Now let's head to the other platform, which would be combining the script which has been generated, which has been converted into the audio, and placing together with the images that we have, which the platform that we'll be using today is CapCut. Of course, we would go ahead and open the CapCut. So a moment. Now, if you look at this, we'll open the clip that we have here and have it fully enlarged. Now this is CapCut right here, CapCut for PC, and as you can see, this is our these are our works. I know you watch our videos, so you can see that they are quite the same clips that we have, and this is how we make them. So we're giving you the best informations. Now when you come, we'll open one of the projects, which was the video we did on cravings, the shots that we did on cravings. Now if you open that up, you could see the cursor here. So we'll open up the project. So now the project, it pops up empty. As you can see here, this is how empty it appears when you open it. Now you look at it here. Now we have audios here. So this boxes that have waves on them, wavelengths, are audios. Now if you go down here, you look at the images also that are added. So when you download those images and audios, ensure that you know exactly where you download them to, so you could change your download location on your browser, so you don't have issues when you import them. So you have audios here and you have images here. So this is your library, your media library in CapCut, where all your medias are being stored. So from there, you could now drag them into your timeline. So the box here right here is your timeline, where you have all your editorial work done. So let's go ahead and move a bit forward. So this box here is your preview area. So you use it to preview either the timeline, or you could preview individual items in your library. So for instance, you look at this is a media sign. So it means we're previewing the media, this file, which is a music file, by the way. And if you go further, this is, as you can see, is tagged 11 labs. So it means it's the audio from the script we converted to MP3. And let's go ahead. You see, this is the image. These are the conversions from the script into the images from Meta AI. As you can see, they have their mark here, and I'm going to show you exactly how to take that off. So you would go ahead and move into the timeline. Now, this is a bit not necessarily complicated, but you have to pay attention to how this how everything has been done in the timeline, because it's the most important part of the video. Now, when you go into the timeline like this, what you could do is you could drag the images which you've loaded in your media and pull them straight into this area. And that is how you have this these images lined up here. So you pull them into the area. Now, there are two ways you could do this, and I'm going to show you that. So you could either sync the images with the audio using your text, which is called auto caption, which is here. That means what you want to do is you want to generate the captions automatically, so you have all the text being lined up. And when you do that, you could then go ahead and sync them with your audio manually, of course. So as you're reading a text, for instance, you could go to your audio and listen to them. Of course, they align automatically, so you could drag the images to and fro until they align with the text that you have. And also, I'm going to show you how to pull that off. So basically, let's go a step further. So this is the preview area. As you can see, the pictures are clear and they're sharp. Now, let's go further. Now, I want to show you what exactly these logos and these icons are in CapCut. So the first one is this, which you have here. Now, this is called a split. So you use this to split between between a single file. So you want to split them into two. It could be a video, it could be audio, it could be images. It doesn't really matter. It could be effects. So you want to split the effect into two, or you want to split the pictures into two. So this is what this is used for. Now, this, on the other hand, as you can see, the first left-hand side of the split logo is faded. So what it means is that you want to split and delete automatically the left-hand side. And here you want to split, delete automatically the right-hand side. As you can see, it's quite self-explanatory. The next one is the delete icon. Basically, everyone knows what that is. So you use it to delete whatever has been selected in the timeline. But don't forget, it still remains in your media, so you could always bring it back. This right here is the lifesaver. This is called the undo button. So when you make a mistake or you try and edit and it doesn't really make any sense, you could always go back. And if you also didn't make any mistake and the mistake was you hitting the undo button, you could hit the redo button here and you could go back to exactly where it's supposed to be. Next one is a marker. So you want to add an extra marker. So what the marker is this straight line. As you can see, this is called a marker. And what you use a marker to do is to preview a particular point in the image, in the timeline, sorry. So if you put the marker somewhere, as you can see, the marker is moving. That particular frame is shown in the preview here. So anywhere you put the marker, as you can see, it goes back to exactly where it is. So that's what the marker is. So you could add more than one marker at a particular point in time, and that's what this option is used for. Basically, that's mostly what you would be needing. You wouldn't need the reverse option or the other ones for this video creation. So let's go a bit into the audio aspect. So this is audio. If you click on the audio files, as I said, I told you before that what you need to do to bring audio files into this is just to go to your media and pull it down into the timeline. Now you have the volume. You could always reduce the volume or increase the volume, whichever way you want. I'll suggest you increase the volume of your audio file generated from 11 labs to increase it to about 11.5 decibels, and that should be fine. And whatever music you're using, the sound you want to accompany your audio file from 11 lab, you could also reduce that to about -4 or -5 decibels. Now, if we go ahead from the audio, I showed you already all these options. Now, basically, you have up here, you have the media, you have the audio. Now, these audio files here are those given by CapCut for you to use. So CapCut have some basic beats that you could use right here, as you can see, but most of them are copywritten, so you might want to avoid them. Now, the next one after that is the sticker, which you wouldn't be needing. You have effects, you wouldn't be needing that too. And you have transitions, you might also not be needing that. Now let's get into captions. Now this is where you could do an auto generation of the text. So what you want to do with captions is that you want the it's like a subtitle style, where you want the words being spoken by the 11 labs words being spoken in the 11 labs file to appear and correspond with the text on the screen. So if we go ahead and click that, you would see the generation. Now basically on the left hand side of the video, you see the scale and you see blend, and basically you don't need all of that. All you need is the scale. And if you use images from Meta AI, they're probably going to leave a watermark below, so you can increase that to increase the scale to about 120%, and that solves that issue. It's not really an issue because they also do not complain, but you can increase that to 124. I find 124, 123% of the scaling to work best, but that's just my opinion. Now if you go forward, we would see some options here. So you have the blend, you do not need that. You have an enhanced image. You could use that if you are a pro user on CapCut, and it saves you the hassle of trying to look for high quality images because it just upscales it for you. So if you use Meta AI, sometimes the images are like equivalents of like 700 or 680 p on the resolution, so you could upscale that with an enhanced image on the pro version of CapCut, and you could reduce image noise, but you really don't need that. AI expand works fine. What that does is when you have a picture and you need much more broader angles and areas, you will click that, drag the areas to the place where you want it to be and do that, but it's really not necessary. And you have relight, that's absolutely not necessary, and that would be that on that. And I'm going to show you basically how to do the auto generation on I'll show you basically how to do the auto generation on CapCut. Now basically as I said, that is going to be fine. So let's go ahead and look at how we generate on CapCut. So I've seen quite some comments. As I said, you're free to ask questions, and when I come around the end of the live, I'm going to answer all your questions and probably show you a few tips to solve the issues you might have faced or what you do not understand during the live. So basically, let's go into the second half of the CapCut. Now basically, this is how to drag image. So you just hold the cursor down and pull it up, and it basically just follows your cursor, and you can put it wherever you want to have them. So this is your marker, as I said. So we'll go to text up here. So you go from text to auto captions and hit generate. Now basically it takes about 10 to 20 seconds to generate those images, and by so doing, it comes out very well. I mean, it's so corresponding. You have each word and text aligned, and it saves you a lot of time. I mean, I could remember when you want to edit images and you edit videos, and you always have to put the text one after the other, and it was really frustrating. But you have this application do it for you very quickly, and it's also free. It's a free effect, so you do not have to be on a pro to pay for this and to use this. Sorry. So right here you can see the text area here. It says around drinking water before meals, and that's exactly what's in our audio file that we have here from 11 Labs. So it saves you the hassle already. So next thing you want to do is to change that, because you might want to have a better design. So you'd have to go to text right here, and from text you head on to templates, and on the templates you will see a lot of presets that have been made by CapCut for you to choose. A lot of them are pro. As you can see, you have PR, any file, any preset or anything you see that has this pro icon on them, it means you would not be able to export unless you pay for the pro. So you might want to avoid them if you're not using pro, but the pro is pretty cheap. I think $9.99, so you could get that to maximize the kind of quality you get on your YouTube videos. And if you can't afford that, you could just stick to the basic ones here. And the one which I like quite all right is the quick brown fox right here. And it's interestingly free, so you could always use that to have good text. I'm going to show you a sample with that particular one. So this is one you could download. Once you click them, it takes like 5 seconds to download the entire one, but I'm going to show you with that quick brown fox, the white one, which I said I like, and it's also free. So when you click on it, you see it automatically changes right here on the preview area. So don't forget, anything you're doing, this is the place where you preview it. So if I click the play button, you have the word news here. It's been changed, and you can see. Now I'm going to show you something very important. So you're using a PC and you're struggling to use CapCut. Maybe it's lagging or you're having a lot of issues just trying to use CapCut. One thing you could do to make your editing workflow smoother is to go straight here and click it and select low. So what it does is it reduces the rendering quality, because basically every time you press play on the timeline, you are pre-rendering it. So the computer tries to render those images for you to see them in the best quality possible, hence why it lags. So you could go straight to low here, down here. So just click here, whatever is there. If it's low, if it's high, whatever is there, just click it just like this, and you would have low, medium quality, high quality, and full quality. So click low quality, and that's how you could manage it on a low-end PC, and you will be fine. I promise you that. But let's look at this on probably a high quality, so we could have a clearer view of how beautiful the text are with also the images. So when we do this, we would have to drag the marker, and as soon as you drag the marker, you see that the quality is going to improve. So look at that. So the quality is much better, and you can see the marker, you see, and prevent you from, which is written in the captions. So we have an auto caption which automatically tells us exactly what is going on in the video without audio being included. If you're watching, if your subscribers are watching, you have the images, which I showed you how to drag the images into them, which are the images here. You just align them, and you have the 11 labs image and also the music that you have from whatever platforms you're getting the music from. And the bit rate right, you want to get the resolution right, you want to get the frame rates right. So I'm going to give you the best settings whereby when you export your videos, you have crisp and clear video on your page. So we'll go ahead and show you my export settings, and I'll walk you through and also why I'm choosing them. So you just don't copy them, but you know exactly why you're making use of the export settings. So export is right here on the right hand side, so click it, and from here you go to resolution, and we have 480p, 720p, 1080p, 2K, and 4K. 4K is the highest resolution you could get from CapCut, but I'll recommend 1080p for your YouTube shorts or your 1080p, and that's because it's the highest quality it could take. So if you upload it on 4K or 2K, it's going to drop your quality back to 1080p. But the issue is the compressor that YouTube uses and also other social media platforms are not good enough, and they won't do a good compression like your regular video editors, because those are not they're not the high end compressors. So when they compress them, your videos are going to drop back to a lower quality. So ideally you'll be having about 960p quality on your videos, and you don't want that. So just stick to 1080p, so there's no compression on your videos and you have the best quality. Now the next one we would be looking at is the bitrate. Now bitrate basically, yes, as simply I will explain it, is when you have the depth of the video, depth of each pixels on your video. So basically you could choose recommended. CapCut uses recommended. I think when I basically check those recommendations, the way I see those pictures, I think they're around 5.9 to 6.2 on the bitrate scale. But you could choose lower if you're struggling with storage. I think lower bitrates, CapCut should still give you around 5.0 on your bitrate scale. Now for the codec, this is the encoder of the videos. Just stick to H.264. But if you have H.265, you could also choose that. That's fine. Don't choose any other thing below. It's fine. Those are high-end codecs. So you have the format, easily choose MP4, which would be fine. MOV carries higher details, but MP4 is fine. You have frame rates. Now, this is a bit subjective, so it depends on if you used optical flow doing your work. If you didn't, just stick to 30 FPS, but you could also choose 60. I use 60 because I want to smooth that view, and I always use optical flow. So basically, that is that for the settings of your videos. So by you having these things, once you scroll down, you just ignore audio, ignore export GIF, ignore captions, except you want to use them for things apart from YouTube. You do not need that, but you just leave that aside. But basically what captions does is if you misplace your script, you could always come back to your project, hit captions, and it's going to give you an SRT file, which is a subtitle file, or you could change the file to something else that has all your text there. So it saves you the hassle of transcribing your entire videos back manually. So you can check for copyright also, but the copyright check, to me, it's not really good. So you could have a copyright pass on CapCut, and when you get to other platforms, it checks your videos and says that it's copywritten. So you want to avoid that also. So I think that's that, and you just hit the export button, and basically from here on you are set and you're good to go. So I'm going to go around the informations again that I gave, and there are also other tips that I wanted to let out on each of the platforms. So basically, if we go back to sorry, let's escape this, and if you go back to ChatGPT, for instance, on ChatGPT you would be having few issues or few tips that I could also give out on ChatGPT to avoid some issues. So on ChatGPT, when you have your scripts being generated like that, you could also save them to a memory. And the way you could save them to memory is you have to log into an account, and from the account, it automatically gives you a number of space for you to store. So if you're going to be doing a content creation consistently and you want your videos to look just like ours, you want to also gain traction like ours, you would also have to store those informations into ChatGPT's memory. So each time you come out and say you want a video or you want to generate another script, it automatically knows the last style you used with something alike, because it's a redundant memory. So that helps, and it makes you skip the issues of going back and forth and trying to remember what exactly you put in the first time. So the memory is important. When you log in, it gives you a memory box right here and gives all your last generations right here. Now, another thing that you could do is to which is a post-production of your video. You're gonna have to get thumbnails, you're going to have to get the descriptions, the titles, and all the things like that. But that would also be covered. So you need the thumbnails, you need the thumbnails and other things like that, the titles, descriptions, the time of posting, and a lot of things like that. And those details are going to be given. But if the questions have been put up and we have enough questions, so we would be doing another live stream to cover the issues faced like that in that aspect, and we would also help you get the best patterns that would help your pages grow. So most importantly, as I said, the first thing is to generate your script. Show you how to generate the script and the kind of prompt. What I told you how that you would need to have the essay style script being put in your prompt. It's very important. You can copy the prompt. If you need the prompt, just ask us to drop them for you, and we will be putting the prompts up for free. And also the next thing was to convert that on 11 Labs and generate. And from here I showed you the speed, stabilizer, duration doesn't really matter, and don't try to tweak them. So just generate them. You have your audios here. Click the download button here and you could download it. And the next thing from there is the image generation, which I showed you from Meta AI, and I showed you how that you could just put a basic prompt, and from the basic prompt you could have access to the best images. One of the things we do also, which helps our videos, is that we customize the prompt specifically for our channels. So, and that is something that is cutting edge in the video creation space. So for instance, if we say the name of our car is Delta Cars, for instance, we could also put that in the prompt. So when you put that in the prompt, it pops up and also helps your images to come up with the, so that way it helps your viewers that when they watch your video